Just wanted to check in with y'all. I wanted to give some advice to um, new rappers in this game. Heard about a young rapper by the name of Fulio out in Tampa, out here in Tampa. Um, they got killed on his birthday. On his birthday, I believe, based on what I came across, he was celebrating his birthday. I believe at a hotel. And then shortly after the celebration, him and his boys, they were leaving. They might have been, I think I read 2 cars deep that got shot up, and he got killed. But I believe prior to this incident happening, he had some beef with some guys, probably another artist, or some disses were going back and forth. Which, I mean, I get it. It's a part of the game when it comes to beefing with somebody within the game, or having some differences, and it's good to be able to keep it on wax. The level of disrespect that I have seen regarding the newer generations is really next level, and when I say next level, when you are, not to say that Fulio did this, but I've seen other guys do this in the past, pulling up on somebody's dead grave, somebody's relative, a close friend of theirs, etc. That's pretty next level. I've never, me growing up in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, seeing beef, I've never seen it at that level, so that'll strike a nerve, when somebody takes something so personal. They are looking to take your life, And one of the most recent unfortunate situations that, you don't really see nowadays from guys that have been in the game a long time, like Nipsey's situation. That's not really a common thing amongst the OGs, young OGs, triple OGs in the game. Like, you don't really see that, So, but the biggest advice that I want to give to young rappers is be mindful of the energy that you put out there. The energy that you put out there, typically you'll get that back. You get that back. Not saying that if you are giving out good energy that you won't receive bad energy, but it'll be mitigated, more minimized in a sense. It's rare. Because obviously, I mean, success does attract hate. Positive does attract negative, but nowhere near to the extent of being vindictive or being evil or being extremely negative. Typically being extremely negative, energy-wise, will attract some extreme negatives as well, So, again, you can do what you want to do. I'm just kind of sharing, how I've been able to move throughout the game from an underground standpoint, and even me learning from guys commercially, and them being here to tell their stories. And it's a reason, let me make this abundantly clear. It's a reason why, guys that have been in this game at a high level, 5 years, 10 years, which is like equivalent to dog years. Every year you are able to have, actively in the game. They're only out when they have to be. They're not out. Just cause. They're not. A lot of us, most of us, we got families, we got kids. Some of these guys, they have wives, so it's like, it's really pointless, unless you on tour. Typically when you're on tour, or you have meet and greets, in combination with that. I mean, You know, you're gonna have max security. You know, no different from being at a show. It's max security. You know, or you have security. And again, you know, if you want to be out partying somewhere, you know, have security. And you got some guys in the game. They've, you know, they've been saved by security. You know, instead of the artist being, you know, unfortunately stabbed, the security guy gets stabbed. You know, and obviously that's the security guy's job, is to protect the artist. But think about that, you know. So, you know, especially when you have money, you know, the means of money to spend it, you know, I would rather you spend it on security versus other things that, or material things that really won't preserve your life, you know. So, but yeah, you know, that's my biggest piece of advice, alongside, you know, watch how the older guys move, you know, and study that, you know, so you can be here 5 more years, not 5 more, but if you can be here, you know, and live a long life, you know, even if it's going to be beyond you having a career beyond music, you know. So, but yeah, I was very compelled to just kind of share that, you know. For a long time, I've always been focused on just kind of moving how, you know, or kind of focusing on my lane, but I just wanted to provide some wisdom, you know, from my perspective. Just seeing guys go so young is just very, very unfortunate, especially guys that tend to be very talented. They have a voice as well. But yeah, just don't think for 1 second that what you give out, in most cases, you know, you're not going to get it back, because 9 times out of 10, you'll get it back. You know, they talk about karma, they talk about the universe, they talk about the law of attraction. You know, all these different things they're a real thing. You know, so in energy is a very underrated thing that's not talked about. You know, but that's, you know, when you have a gut feeling, or you sense, you have a third eye, etc. That's what that is. You know what I mean? So yeah, so just from myself to you, you know, just stay safe, move accordingly, act accordingly, and use social media responsibly. You know, because I did also hear that Fulio had shared his regarding his birthday. He had shared, I don't know if it's true or not, you know, but his location was either leaked or shared, or, you know, if that was the case, you know, again, you gotta be mindful. So definitely, you know, rest in peace to him. I didn't know him music wise, you know, I just heard about him, but this is just one of hundreds of cases, if not thousands, that we've seen over the years, you know. So just be safe out there when you're moving.